Hi, my name is Terry Salee. I am a senior technology designer here at Strang. Some of the AV services that we can provide range from comprehensive AV systems design and distribution for auditoriums, houses of worship, stadiums, small conference rooms, large conference rooms, digital signage, sound masking, a host of other things that we can address with technology in mind. When I'm talking to a client, I'll rarely ask them a question like, what are your needs? What do you want to do in this space? Instead, I'll ask them something along the lines of, what kind of experience do you want to have in this space? What are you wanting to accomplish when you're having meetings here? Once I have an idea of what they're wanting to do in this space, maybe what their pocketbook can handle, then I can formulate a design and come up with something that really works for them. Not just on, hey, this is the technology we want in a space, but this is what we want to accomplish in this space. It is super important to really have a good foundation for a relationship with our clients so that we can better understand their personalities. Technology can be cold and often off-putting if you don't understand how to use it, and understanding a client's culture, understanding how they work, how they think, makes it easier for me to say, hey, let's put up a video wall instead of a projection system. Or they like to have really high quality audio when they want to be able to hear people on the far end when they're having a conference. Then let's spend some extra time on developing a good microphone system in a conference room. House of worship, super important to have very bright, vivid visuals on our walls. Okay, let's consider an LED video wall. Let's make sure that obviously your sound system is top notch. So yeah, it's extremely important to understand where our clients are coming from and how they live their life in those environments, in those spaces. Working with some of my coworkers here will entail going to folks who are working on IT infrastructure, making sure I can integrate with their network systems, working with interior designs to provide displays that don't distract from what they're working on, working with structural to make sure that speakers and LED video walls and anything of those types of devices can mount securely to the overall environment, and working with acoustics and acousticians to make sure that we're getting the proper the sound that we're after when we're designing our system. Acoustics are probably some of the biggest challenges that we have to work through. It's not when you're trying to help people hear a message or a presentation or somebody speaking or a performance, it's not as simple as just putting a few speakers on a wall and some microphones in front of people. Acoustics, for instance, in some conference rooms we have to deal with road noise outside. We've got to deal with conference floor noise. Another thing that we have to work through is lighting and things like that for projection and for displays and things that we need to make sure that we're accommodating for when we're putting in these AV systems. Something that's a room that's too well lit will make a projection system wash out and not very easily viewable. So we recently had a client come to us with a studio design request to integrate some projection systems into a fairly restrictive environment. It's an 18-foot tall storefront glass wall. There was next to no wall space to mount any kind of a projection system on. There was a balcony on the opposite wall of the storefront wall. And we needed to get in a fairly large projection screen. I worked with several of our designers and architects to put in a projection screen, a retractable projection screen that mounted to some truss work that some acoustic curtains were going to be installed on. And then we installed this projector for this system into the underside of the balcony structure so that it would be both silent and not visible. So really, really great solution, and something that was a fun challenge to tackle.